Hello everyone, Randy here with another instructional video on using the BoardSpace.net game platform. Here we are in the lobby, so let's get started. Step 1 is to pick a room and change it to a review room. We'll pick room 2. Hover over and left click, select the type of room, set it as a review games room. Second step is to pick the game. Again, hover over the arrow, click on Hive. And we're ready to open the room by clicking Start. Notice that two windows open. The first window is the game Selector window. The second window is the game Review window. Let's examine the game Selector window first. Notice there are two sections to this window. The bottom section is a game list. The top section is the game history database. Notice on the game list the HV stands for Hive. Here at BoardSpace, each game that you can play or review has a different prefix identifying what type of game it is. There are three other letters that you may see here: T, M, and U. T designates a tournament room. M designates a master room played between two masters. And U designates an unranked room. In addition, the game name has the player's name who played white, the player's name who played black, the date the game was played, year, month, and day, and the final four digits are the time in Greenwich Mean Time, UTC time, when the game was started. As you note here, the games are sorted by date and time. In the middle of the window is the Match Words box. You can type something in here and filter the games list. So for example, if I want to see games that I have played, if I write Ringer and hit return, it'll show that I've played one game recently on this games list. But right now we want to look at them all, so I will go back. The greatest feature here, however, is the game history database up here. The current directory are the most recently played games. After a certain number of games have been played, those games become in their own subdirectory. The most recent month, the subdirectories from that month are listed here in time order. Other subdirectories prior to this can be found down here. If you notice, the archives range all the way from 2006, when Hive first started here at BoardSpace, up to current 2019. If we click on Archive 2019, you'll see a list of subdirectories. They are sorted by date. The date in the subdirectory name is the date of the last game in that directory. So for example, if you're looking for a game from January 2nd, it may be in this subdirectory at the end of that directory, like here, or it might be in this directory at the beginning of the subdirectory, like here. Now let's pick a game to review. Let's actually go back and review the very first game I played here at BoardSpace. Happened in 2007, so we click on that, Archive 2007. Happened in August, so we scooch down here on August. It was August 7th, so we find right there August 7th. We'll write Ringersall to sort it out, and there it is right there, August 7th, 2007, game number 0023. So we click on it, and there it is. It shows up in the game window. Don't pay too much attention to this game. I wasn't very good back then. In fact, I lost this game to Dumbot, my very first game. But we'll use this game to show some of the features here in this game review window. Up here, of course, are your standard shrink, full screen, and close buttons like all windows have. Then there are some game-specific items here. Right here, you can slide this blue bar left and right to change the size of the pieces on the display, as you can see there. If you want to move the pieces around in the display, left click somewhere on the display, hold your button down, left click, and you can slide them around the screen like this to get them centered. This button here reverses the view. So like if you're looking at from the other side of the table, like that. If there were beetles atop the hive, you could click on this button and hold it and actually see the pieces underneath the beetle. And then this button here shows and hides the chat window. Click it to show the chat window. Click it again to hide the chat window. Up here is an actions menu. Some things that you can do. Zoom up does the same thing as enlarging the pieces. Unzoom takes it back to its original size, like that. Raw text and SGF output can be used to actually see how the text is displayed in the actual BoardSpace database. And of course, two buttons that you can use when you're playing a game, resign or offer a draw. To the left is the options menu. You can turn sound on or off. Show grid displays each individual piece with its BoardSpace name. Makes it easier to follow if you're following along with the game notation used on my videos and in my book. Track mice. This is also very useful because you can, with it on, you can actually see the location of the other person's mouse button. Sometimes handy when playing a game, although sometimes it can be very irritating. I usually play with it off. And then you can turn the chat window on, turn the chat window off from the options menu. You can make it carbon tiles if that's what you prefer. Let me turn the show grid button off. There are the carbon tiles. You can change it back to standard tiles. And you can do the reverse view here like you could over there. But of course, we're here to review a game, so we're going to drop down here to the lower left-hand corner. These buttons down here are used to review the game. The leftmost button here takes you all the way to the start of the game. The rightmost button here takes you all the way to finishing the game. Down here at the bottom, there's a little slide who tells you this is the 34 moves in this game. Clicking anywhere will take it to somewhere in the middle of the game. Like right there we are at move number 10. The left button takes you back one complete turn. This button takes you back by steps. And what we mean by that is on the BoardSpace.net game system, there's actually 3 steps to every move. We're going to go forward actually. It's a pick, place, and done. So this button takes you right one complete move, all 3 steps. This button over here takes you left one complete move, all 3 steps. The buttons in the middle take you one step at a time. 1, 2, 3 takes you back a full move, or 1, 2, 3 takes you forward a full move. And finally, this button here starts the auto replay. Clicking it, and the game will begin playing automatically. You can change the animation speed by sliding this forward or backward. and you can stop the animation at any time by clicking here. And we want to get to the end, so there we go. If it stopped here, this would be a fantastic game review system. You can review forward and backward. You can pick any spot in the game to review from. This would be fantastic, but that's not where it stops. Here, if you notice the Edit button, by clicking Edit, you can now change things. You want to move this grasshopper from here to there? You can do it. You want to bring an ant from on screen and bring it to here? You can do it. You can move anything you want, place it anywhere you want, and then start right there. So I click Start Ringersall, and I can move. Click Done. Black's turn. Click Done. And allows you to edit any game being played, to do what-if scenarios. Now, one thing to note, once we start editing, it limits our ability to go forward in the original game. So in that case, what you sometimes have to do is reload the game. Generally speaking, what you end up having to do is click on another game and then click back on the original game. That gets the original game that you were reviewing back in the window with no edit changes to it at all. So that's a fantastic review system here at BoardSpace.net, which makes this site extremely valuable for someone learning to play Hive. I spent hours and hours and hours reviewing games in preparation for my book, so I know this system exceptionally well. But the next question then becomes, how do I find what game I want to review? And BoardSpace has an excellent way to do that. Let's shrink this window, shrink both of these windows, and we'll go to the BoardSpace home page. Click on Site News and Activity. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Right here, Games Results Analyzer. Open the Games Results Analyzer. Choose any game. Of course, we're going to choose Hive. And I can write a player's name here. I'll write in my name. Get results. And here are the last 500 games played, sorted by the person that you've played the most games with. So you'll notice of my last 500 games, I've played 42 against Dumbot, won all 42 of them. Hopefully that's the way it should be. Here are some other people that I have played. If you want to see games I've played against the current world champion, type his name in here, click Get Results, scroll down, and you can see recently I've played 8 games with Quadlibet, winning 3 and losing 5. Down here it will show you the game name, who won, the date, how much time was spent, and whether it was a tournament game or not. So I could take this game right here, note where it is, May 20th, 2018 at 23:32, and go find that game and review it. Actually, I'd much rather go review this one. This is one of the few that I won. All of these things make BoardSpace a fantastic place to play Hive, even a better place to review games to make you a better player. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.